Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth lecture of geometrical optics. Till the last class, we completed plane mirrors and we started with spherical mirrors. Okay, today we will start with mirror formula. We will derive the expression for mirror formula and we'll do problems related to the formula. Okay, so let's start with the class. So first mirror formula. So mirror formula is 1 by u plus 1 by v is equal to 1 by f, where u is called the object distance, v is called the image distance, and f is the focus. F is what? F is the focus, right? Now, see, let us derive this formula. The first thing that we must know here is this formula is valid only for paraxial rays. This formula is valid only for paraxial rays. Why? We will discuss now. When we derive it, we will know why it is valid only for paraxial rays. Okay. Now let us draw a ray diagram and we will derive it only for real image. But for virtual image also same formula will come. Right. So suppose this is the object AB. Right. A ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection will pass through focus, and this will happen only for paraxial rays, right? And because the rays is paraxial, we will consider MP, this part, this curved part MP, to be a straight line, right, and perpendicular to the principal axis. So MP for us will be a straight line. Okay, that means this will be a triangle, right? Okay, then so this is the first ray, and the second ray is this one, a ray of light which is striking the pole, okay, reflects symmetrically with respect to the principal axis. So if this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. So this ray, reflected ray, and this reflected ray intersect at this point. That means this is your image. So AB is the object and A dash B dash is the image. You can see that the image is inverted. Okay. Anyways, now what we will do here, listen carefully. You have two right angle triangles here, A dash B dash F, A dash B dash F, this one, okay, and MPF. Now I have told you that we will take this as a straight line. Okay, so this triangle and this triangle, and this triangle are similar to each other, right? And you know that for similar triangles, the ratio of sides has to be same. That means B dash A dash, B dash A dash divided by MP, but MP can also be written as AB. Why? MP can also be written as AB. Why? Because this forms a parallelogram, right? So that is why B dash A dash by MP, instead of MP we have written BA or AB, whatever. So B dash A dash divided by BA is equal to B dash F divided by FP. This by this is equal to this by this. All right. So this is the first relation. Again, one more triangle that we can see here is the APB, this one, APB and A dash B dash P. This triangle and this triangle are also similar, right? This triangle and this triangle is also similar. That means again the ratio of sides has to be same. So this time what will you say? Again, A dash B dash by AB, A dash B dash by AB, right, is equal to B dash P by BP. So this is the second relation. Now when you compare 1 and 2, then A dash B dash by AB is same, right? So you will write B dash F by FP, B dash F by FP is equal to B dash P by BP. B dash F by FP is equal to B dash P by BP. Okay. So this we have got. This is the third relation. Okay. Now B dash F, listen carefully, B dash F can be written as B dash P minus FP, right? So here see, B dash F can be written as B dash P minus FP, okay, is equal to B dash P by BP, right? Okay, now from here what you will do is, see, you will put, this is the object, right? So BP is equal to minus U. BP is equal to minus U, then B dash P is equal to minus V, and FP is equal to minus F. When you put all these, here, you will get this relation 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Okay, see, here we have already discussed, this is B dash P, right? B dash P is what? See from here, B dash P is V, okay, minus V. Similarly, FP is what? FP is from here F. Then FP by FP is 1. And then B dash P is what? B dash P is again V. And BP is what? U. Okay, put with proper sign. I have told you the sign convention. I have discussed the sign convention in the last class. If anybody has any problem with the sign convention, please refer to my third lecture. All right. So here, finally what we have got, I'll erase this, 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This is the mirror formula, and this is a very, very important formula, and this is valid only for paraxial rays. Why? Because we have assumed that this is a straight line. This is possible only if the ray is paraxial. Okay, I have drawn it big, but actually the rays are paraxial. That is why this line is almost a straight line, right? So mirror formula is valid only for paraxial rays, right? Then we define linear magnification M as the ratio of height of image to height of object. That is, magnification is defined as A dash B dash divided by AB. Okay, so it is A dash B dash divided by AB, or you can say H dash by H, because this height is H dash and this height is H. Okay, but you know that B dash A dash by BA is equal to B dash P by BP, but B dash P by BP can be written as B dash P by BP can be written as V by U, or if you put it with proper sign, it will be minus V by minus U. All right. Then from this you will get M is equal to H dash by H is equal to minus V by U. Okay. Here also B dash A by BA you have to put with proper sign. Above the principal axis distances are positive, and below the principal axis distances are negative. That is why H dash is written as minus H dash, because it is below the principal axis. So again I'll repeat what are the formulas that you have to remember here. See, so derivation is only for boards, but for entrance you will need this formula and you have to use it properly, right? 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Again I am writing, put U, V and F with proper sign. This is very important. You have to put U, V and F with proper sign, right? Then there is a term called lateral magnification that we have already discussed, and magnification is height of image by height of object. Okay, and this is also equal to minus V by U. Do not forget this negative sign. Magnification in case of a spherical mirror is minus V by U, right? And this is lateral magnification, and it is also called transverse magnification. Lateral magnification or transverse magnification means magnification perpendicular to the axis. Magnification which is perpendicular to the axis. So in this diagram we have seen that this magnification is perpendicular to the axis, right? So the magnification perpendicular to the axis is called lateral magnification or transverse magnification, right? Then there is one more important thing. Sometimes we are asked M in terms of U and F only. See, I'll tell you, 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F, right? If you take 1 by U to the right hand side, you will get 1 by V is equal to 1 by F minus 1 by U. That means 1 by V is equal to U minus F by UF, right? Or you can say V is equal to UF by U minus F. So mostly to find the image, I use this relation, V is equal to UF by U minus F. Okay, this will save a lot of time compared to 1 by V plus 1 by U equal to 1 by F. All right. So V is equal to UF by U minus F. This is the formula for image position. Okay. But you know that the magnification is minus V by U, and V by u is f by u minus f. So minus v by u will be f by f minus u. So minus v by u is equal to f by f minus u, and that is the magnification. So sometimes what they can do is they will give you the object distance, they will give you the focus. They will give you the object distance and they will give you the focus. They will ask you the magnification. You can directly say m is equal to f by f minus u. Put f and u with proper sign. Without that, everything will be wrong. Put f and u with proper sign. Without that, everything will be wrong. With proper sign. Okay. Remember, in the paper, when they give you the option, they will know what mistakes student do. Okay, and they will give the options accordingly. So you have to be very careful with the sign, right? I've already discussed the sign convention in the last class, and I will repeat again. All distances measured in the front of the optical instrument is negative and behind the optical instrument is positive. You can remember it like this also. Real object distance is always negative, virtual object distance is positive, and in case of reflection, real image is negative and virtual image is positive. Okay, and real image is always inverted for a real object, right? And virtual image is always erect for a real object. And for virtual objects, real image is erect and virtual image is inverted. I have discussed all this thoroughly in the last class. If you still have problem, please first revisit the third lecture. Please learn that and then again come back to this lecture, right? Again, sometimes they give you the image distance and from that you need to find the magnification. So the same thing here you will do is, instead of taking 1 by u to the right, now I am taking 1 by v to the right hand side. So you will get 1 by u is equal to 1 by f minus 1 by v, which implies 1 by u is equal to v minus f by vf, and that is u is equal to vf by v minus f. Now v by u is the magnification, minus v by u is the magnification. So minus v by u will be f minus v by f. So if they've given you the image distance and the focus, with that you can find the magnification. So finally I will write m is equal to f by f minus u, and this is also equal to f minus v by f. Okay, and this is also equal to minus v by u, and this is also equal to hi by ho. So these are some of the formulas that you can use for solving problems of lateral magnification. Okay, the most important formula that I will use frequently is m is equal to f by f minus u. Okay, so these are some of the formulas that are very important for solving problems of mirror, okay, or spherical mirrors. Now, the graph between image distance and object distance. Okay, so first I will go for concave mirror. Okay, if you remember, for concave mirror, first let us start for real object, right? Real object. Now this side is the real object, so real object is negative u. So this is v, this is u, and the negative side is the real object. Okay, and the negative side is also the real image. So u negative, v negative, u negative, v negative is the real image. U negative, v negative is the real image. Okay, now let us revisit or remember what are the image positions for different positions of object. Let us start from infinity. When the object is at infinity, image is at focus and it is real, that means it has to be negative. So when the object is at infinity, that is the x-axis is infinity, because x-axis is object distance. When the x-axis is infinity, the y-axis, that is the image, has to be at minus f, because image is formed at the focus. Okay, then from infinity up to focus, you know that the image is real, that means v has to be negative, and at focus the image distance become infinite, right? So at focus, see, at focus, this is object distance minus f. At focus, the image distance becomes infinite, v becomes infinite. Okay, and you know that 1 by v plus 1 by u plus, or you can write like this also, v is equal to uf by u minus f is a hyperbola. This is a hyperbola. Okay, now as soon as you enter the focus, the object distance is negative. Okay, that means u is negative, but image becomes real. Image becomes virtual. image becomes virtual, that means what? Image becomes virtual, that means that the image distance is positive now. The image distance suddenly becomes positive after f. Okay. Then when the object is at pole, remember this, when the object is at pole, the object distance is 0. When the object distance is 0, image distance is also 0. So when the object is at the pole, image is at the pole. Okay. Then let us look at the virtual object. For virtual object, we have discussed in case of a concave mirror, there is only one case. That is, object is anywhere between pole to infinity. That is, object is anywhere between pole to infinity. Image is always real. That means V will be negative. And image is always between pole and focus. We have discussed this. Image is always between pole and focus for virtual object. So that means the V will always be between 0 to minus f. Okay. Object distance will be from 0 to infinity, but image distance will be only from 0 to minus f. So this will be the graph. Okay. So this is the graph of V versus U for a concave mirror. Okay. So I will ask all of you to revise first the image positions and then draw the graph, and try to draw the graph yourself. For plot each and every positions here, you will be able to draw the graph. Okay. You know that when object distance is 2f, image distance is also 2f. That is why when you draw a straight line here at an angle 45 degree, when you draw a straight line here at an angle 45 degree, you will get object distance is minus 2f, image distance is also minus 2f. Okay. Right. Then for a convex mirror. Now for a convex mirror, when the object is real, there is only one case. That is, when object is at infinity, image is at focus. This is concave. I have to draw for convex mirror. So for convex mirror, if you remember, when the object is at infinity, image is at focus. And when object is anywhere between pole and infinity, image is virtual. That means V will become positive, and image is always between pole and focus. Image is always between pole and focus. Okay. So here you can see that object is real, that means U is negative. Image is virtual, that means V is positive. So you can see that the image is above the x-axis, that means image is positive, right? And when the object is at infinity, the image is at plus f. Okay. And when the object is anywhere between infinity and pole, when the object is anywhere between infinity and pole, the image is always between pole and focus and positive. Why? Because it is virtual. Okay. So this is the graph for real object. Object anywhere between pole and infinity, image is between pole and focus. You can clearly see that for virtual object of concave mirror and real object of convex mirror, the graph is similar, right? Okay, then now comes the virtual object. So when the object is virtual, then see, when the object is virtual, if you remember, when the object is beyond 2f, image was virtual, inverted and diminished, right? So, and it was between f and 2f. Okay. When the object is at 2f, image is at 2f. So basically for virtual object of convex mirror, the graph is similar to for real object of concave mirror, right? This one. But the only difference is, whenever the image here was real, here the image is virtual. Virtual image means positive, that is why it is up. Okay. The same graph is upside. Okay. So this is virtual image of real object. All right. So again here also, if you do this from origin, that means from the pole, when the object distance is 2f, the image distance is also 2f. Okay. Now if you remember, there is only one case when the convex mirror can form a real image, when a convex mirror can form a real image of a virtual object. For real object, it can never form real image, but for virtual object, in one case it can form real image, and that is when it is between pole and focus. So when the object is between pole and focus, when the virtual object is between pole and focus, when the virtual object is here, in that case you will say that a real image is formed from a convex mirror, right? And that real image is magnified, okay, and it is anywhere between pole and infinity. So the image, see here, when the object is between pole and focus, V becomes negative. Why? Because it is real and it is anywhere between pole and infinity. All right. I hope everybody has understood the graph. If you have not understood the graph, then first go back to the third lecture, understand the image positions, remember it thoroughly. You will be able to plot this graph. Okay. If you still have doubt, then please post your doubt in the comment section. Okay. I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Now, while interpreting these graphs for numerical problems, remember the following points. Again, this is the sign convention. Anything that is object or image before mirror, object or image before mirror is real, right? And for real object and real image, V and U will be negative. Okay. Similarly, behind mirror, virtual, object or image both. Okay. This is for reflection only, because for refraction, real image will be behind. Okay, but that we will deal with in refraction. Now we are dealing with reflection. Okay, now then there is next term called optical power of a mirror. Optical power of a mirror is 1 by f, and this focus has to be written in meter. Then the unit of this power is diopter. Okay, remember this focus has to be written in meter. All right, now some important discussions. First, every part of a mirror forms a complete image of an object. So that means if this is a mirror and if you obstruct this part and this is the object, still every part of the mirror forms a complete image of the object. So still complete image will be formed. Even if you obstruct this much part, then also complete image will be formed. Complete image is always formed from every point on the mirror. Okay. So if you cut it or if you obstruct it, the image will remain same. It will not get distorted or it will not get shortened. Okay. So every part of the mirror forms complete image of an object. So if you obstruct one part, then the image will be full, but the intensity will decrease. Why the intensity will decrease? The intensity will decrease because the superposition of this part of light will not happen because this is obstructed. Okay. You know that there are infinite number of rays are superpositioning at one point, right? So there is superposition of infinite number of rays at one position. So if this part of the rays get obstructed, then what will happen? Then there will be less superposition, so there will be less intensity, right? So every part of a mirror forms a complete image. If a part of the mirror, say half, is obstructed, or you can say covered with black paper, this is obstructed, or you can say covered with black paper, full image will be formed, but the intensity will be reduced. Okay, yes, if half of them is covered, then the intensity will be reduced to half, right? Then second, as the focal length of a spherical mirror is a constant, that is f is equal to r by 2. The focal length of a spherical mirror is f is equal to r by 2. Okay, then it depends only on the radius of the mirror. It depends only on the radius of the mirror, and it is independent of the wavelength of light and the refractive index of the medium. You know that focal length of a mirror is independent of the refractive index of the medium. Okay, so the focal length of a spherical mirror is same whether in air or water or whichever medium you take. Mirror focus will not change. Okay, that is why mirrors do not show chromatic aberration. Lens shows chromatic aberration because the refractive index of different colors are different for the same medium, and also when lens is taken to a different medium, say suppose it is put inside water, its focus changes, but that does not happen for a mirror. How it happens in a lens, that we will discuss later. Okay, so if there is a bloodiness in image because the refractive index or the focus is changing from one medium to other medium, then that type of defect in the image is called chromatic aberration. Lens shows both chromatic aberration and spherical aberration, but mirrors only show spherical aberration. It does not show chromatic aberration because its focus is same whether it is in air or in water or in any other medium, right? Okay, then the next point, if an object is moved at a constant speed, now this is important here, if an object is moved at a constant speed, so suppose this is f, and from infinity an object is moving and it is moving at constant speed towards a concave mirror from infinity up to focus, then the image will move slower in the beginning and faster later on away from the mirror. Why? See, by the time the object moves from infinity to 2f, it has covered a great distance, right? So object has covered a great distance, but the image moves from f to 2f only. By the time the object moves from infinity to 2f, image moves from f to 2f only, right? So it has traveled larger distance, it has traveled smaller distance. That is why image speed is lower. But as soon as the object crosses 2f, then when the object moves from 2f to f, the image moves from 2f to infinity. That means what happens here is, see, the object has traveled a shorter distance and the image has traveled a larger distance. So initially the image is traveling at a slower speed, but finally the image is traveling at a faster speed. So if an object is moved at constant speed towards a concave mirror from infinity to focus, then image will move slower in the beginning and faster later on away from the mirror. Away from the mirror, why? Because object is moving like this, image is moving like this. How is it away from the mirror? We will discuss it in more details later on. Okay, now see, this is because in the time the object moves from infinity to the center of curvature, that is 2f, the image will move from focus to center of curvature. That means small distance traveled by the image. But when the object moves from center of curvature to focus, image will move from center of curvature to infinity. That means the image is now moving faster. At c, the speed of object and image will be equal, obviously, because at c the object distance is equal to image distance. Okay, if the object is moved from f to infinity, so if the object is moved from f to infinity, then the reverse will happen. What will happen now? First the image will move faster and then the image will slow down later on. All right. Okay, next point is, in case of spherical mirror, if r is made infinity, that means it becomes a plane mirror. Okay, so if r is infinity, it becomes a plane mirror, and focus is r by 2, that means focus becomes infinity. If focus becomes infinity, then 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by infinity, that is 0. 1 by v plus 1 by u is 0, that means v is equal to minus u, right? And this was what we have discussed. In plane mirror, object distance is equal to image distance, and inverted, right? So that is why v equal to minus u. That is, the image distance lies at the same distance behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. Okay, so v is equal to minus u. Why? Because object is in front and image is behind. This in turn verifies the correctness of the mirror formula. Why? Because when r becomes infinity, we get exactly the same relation as the plane mirror formula. Okay, then next point. In case of spherical mirrors, if we plot the graph between 1 by v and 1 by u, okay, 1 by v and 1 by u, you will get a straight line. Why? Because this is y plus x is equal to constant. Y plus x equal to constant. So you will get a straight line with slope, or you can say angle 135 degree and slope minus 1. Okay, and the y-intercept will be 1 by f. Okay, and second case, if you plot the graph between v and u, okay, then it will be a rectangular hyperbola. Here what we have done is, we have not seen the sign. Here what we have done is, we have taken real object and real image as positive. Okay, otherwise this graph should have been on this side. This side we have already discussed. This graph should have been this side, but I have taken it here because I have taken here v and u are positive for real image. Okay, and a line v equal to u cuts this hyperbola at 2f comma 2f. Okay, I have told you this because when object distance is 2f, image distance is also. Okay, then next point, concave mirror behaves as convex lens. So we have not discussed lens yet, but when we discuss lens, you will know that concave mirror has similar properties as convex lens. Okay, or converging lens. That means concave mirror is sometimes called converging mirror. Similarly, convex mirror behaves like a concave lens, that is a diverging lens. So convex mirror is sometimes called a diverging mirror. Okay, concave mirror is sometimes called a converging mirror and convex mirror is sometimes called a diverging mirror. Okay, so this is concave mirror and this has real focus. A convex lens also has real focus. A convex mirror has virtual focus. A diverging lens also has virtual focus. Okay, now next point, this is very important here. As convex mirror gives erect, virtual and diminished image. You know that a convex mirror gives you erect, virtual and diminished image, right? In convex mirror, the field of view increases. From here you will see that if this is a plane mirror, this is the field of view, this is the field of view of a plane mirror, but due to the shifting of normal, see, for plane mirror normal was like this, but for convex mirror the normal is like this, so the angle of incidence has increased. If the angle of incidence has increased, the angle of reflection also increases. So in case of a convex mirror, the field of view increases. Okay, that is why convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors in the car, because the field of view increases, you can see larger area, right? So that is why it is used as rear view mirror in vehicles. Concave mirror gives enlarged, erect and virtual image. So concave mirror, in one particular situation, that is when the object is between pole and focus, in that case it gives you an enlarged, erect and virtual image, right? So that is why it is used by dentists for examining teeth, because in that case the lens is very close, right? When the lens is very close, the object comes between pole and focus. When the object is between pole and focus, in that case you get a you get a virtual, erect and enlarged image. Okay, further, due to their converging property, concave mirrors are also used as reflectors. Okay, concave mirrors are also used as reflectors in automobile headlight. Automobile headlight may there is a concave mirror, so that it is a good reflector. Okay, and it is also used as searchlights by ENT surgeons in ophthalmoscope. All right, then there is one more important thing, and that is Newton's formula. What is Newton's formula? See, if the object distance and image distance are measured from the focus instead of the pole, if the object distance and image distance are measured from the focus instead of the pole, see, this is the pole, this is the focus. Okay, now I am drawing it for a concave mirror. Okay, and I'll do it with sign. Listen carefully everybody, I am doing it with proper sign and I am doing it for a concave mirror. Listen carefully. So this distance will be how much? This distance will be minus f. Why? Because focus is negative, we need the distance, distance is positive, so I have written minus f. Okay, suppose this is the object and this is the object distance, that is minus u, and suppose a real image is formed. Suppose this is the real image, I don't know where the image will be formed, I am just drawing it here. Okay, so if this is the real image, if this is the real image, this object, this is image, and this distance will be minus v, because the image distance is also negative. Okay, so from here what you will do, object distance from focus is x1. Okay, so x1 will be how much? X1 will be, listen carefully, this is minus u and this is minus f, so I'll write minus u minus of minus f, this minus this is this. Okay, similarly x2 will be how much? X2 is what? X2 is image distance from focus, so this is image, right? So I will write minus v minus of minus f, minus v minus of minus f. Okay, and focus obviously is minus f, so this I will write as, this is the distance, right? So this will be how much? Minus u plus f. This will be how much? Minus v plus f. Okay, from here you will get u is equal to f minus x1 and v is equal to f minus x2, right? Then we know that 1 by v minus, sorry, 1 by v plus 1 by u is 1 by f. Just put the values, 1 by f minus x2 plus 1 by f minus x1, where x1 and x2 are what? X1 and x2 are object distance and image distance respectively, but measured from the focus, not from the pole, is equal to 1 by f, right? So from here when we solve this, what we will get, let us see. So I will write here f minus x1 plus f minus x2 divided by f minus x2 into f minus x1 is equal to f. Oh, sorry, 1 by f. So from this, when we solve this, we will get f square minus fx1 plus f square minus fx2 is equal to f square minus x2f minus x1f plus x1 x2, okay, is equal to 1. So from here I can see that, from here I can see that minus fx1 cancelled, minus fx2 cancelled, 1 f square getting cancelled. From this you are getting x1 x2 is equal. This is Newton's relation. Okay, Newton's formula in optics, x1 x2 is equal to f square. That is when object distance and image distance are measured from the focus instead of the pole, then the formula for object and image distance becomes x1 x2 is equal to f square. I have derived only for real image and concave mirror. Okay, but yes, this formula is applicable only for real objects and real images. Only in cases when real images are formed, only in that case you can use this x1 x2 is equal to f square. Okay, now we will now solve some problems related to the theory that we have discussed, right? So let us look at the first question, which is a very simple question here. Before starting this problem, I will again help you to remember the formula. 1 by v plus 1 by u is 1 by f, right? But I will remember this as v is equal to uf by, or u is equal to vf by, u is equal to vf by v minus f. Okay, then there is m is equal to hi by ho, and this is also equal to minus v by u, and this is also equal to f by f minus u, and this is also equal to f minus v by. So these are some of the formulas that will be required in this chapter, right? Now let us look at this question. An object 1 centimeter high is placed at 10 centimeter in front of a concave mirror of focal length 15 centimeter. Then find the position, height and the nature of the image. So it is given in the question that the height of the object is 1 centimeter from here, and it is placed at a distance of 10 centimeter in front of a concave mirror. Front, that means the object distance is negative because it is real object. In there is a concave mirror of focal length 15 centimeter, concave mirror focus is negative, so I'll write minus 15 centimeter, and you know that v is equal to uf by u minus f, right? So I'll write minus 10 into minus 15 multiplied by minus 10 minus of minus 15, and that will be equal to 30 centimeter plus 30. Okay, plus 30 means behind means virtual, so the image is virtual. Okay, image will be virtual, you could have said it from here only. See, focus is 15 centimeter and the object is placed at distance 10 centimeter. That means object is between inside and means object is between pole and focus. If the object is between pole and focus, the image is virtual. That is what we have got here. Okay, now let us look at the magnification. M is equal to minus v by u, right? M is equal to minus v is plus 30, u is minus 10. So from this you are getting m is equal to plus 3. So whenever you get m is equal to plus 3, listen carefully now. Plus means erect and this means magnified. Okay, for example, I'll tell you, suppose m is minus half, then minus means inverted, half means diminished. Okay, so if the magnitude is greater than 1, magnified, magnitude is less than 1, diminished. Plus sign erect, minus sign inverted. Okay, you know that for real object virtual image is always erect, that is why we got erect. Okay, you could have said all these things about the nature of the image from the data itself. See, there is a concave mirror, object is between pole and focus. When the object is between pole and focus, image is formed anywhere between pole and infinity behind, that is virtual image. We have got here. Image is virtual, erect, magnified. You can see here virtual, erect, magnified. Okay, So once you remember the data that we have written in the last class, you will be able to check your answer, whatever answer you have got is correct or not. Okay, let us look at one more problem. See, the image of a real object. So there is a real object in a convex mirror. There is a convex mirror this time is 4 centimeter from the mirror. Right? You know that real object will always form virtual image in a convex mirror. So that means the image is behind. That means V is plus 4. So the image distance will be plus 4 in this question. Okay. The mirror has a radius of curvature of 24 centimeter. That means focus is R by 2. That means focus is R by 2 plus 12. Why plus 12? Because it is a convex mirror and the focus of a convex mirror is positive, right? Then find the position of object and the magnification. Then M you know is F minus V by F. I can use this one, okay, for quick answer. See, F is 12, V is 4, F is 12. That's it. 12 minus 4 is 8, 8 by 12, and that is equal to 2 4, or you can say 4 2 4 3, that is 2 by 3, right? We have got the magnification. Also you know that U is equal to Vf by V minus F. So V is 12, sorry, V is 4, F is 12, V is 4, F is 12. From this you will get 12 448 divided by minus 8, that is equal to minus 6 centimeter. Yes, U has to be negative. Why U is negative? U is negative because the object is real. Okay, now let us look at the next question. When an object is placed at a distance of 25 centimeter from a mirror, when an object is placed at a distance of 25 centimeter from a mirror, so U is minus 25, but they have not given you the mirror, means it is either a concave mirror or a convex mirror. Till now we do not know. Then the magnification is M1. Okay, for this position the magnification is M1. Now the object is moved 15 centimeter further away with respect to the earlier position. The object is moved 15 centimeter further away with respect to the earlier position. So that means, see, this is the object, initial position of the object, that is 25 centimeter. Now it is said that the object is moved 15 centimeter further away with respect to the earlier position. So that means this one. So that means this distance is how much? 25 plus 15, that is 40. Okay, so when U is minus 40, the magnification becomes M2. It is given that M1 by M2 is 4. Then calculate the focal length of the mirror. Okay, so M1 by M2 is 4. First of all, you know that M is what? M is F minus U by F, right? M is F minus U by F. Now M1 by M2 will be equal to F minus U1 by F minus U2. Why? Because F is same, the mirror is same. Okay, F will get cancelled from the denominator. So F minus U1. Now U1 is minus 25, so I'll write plus 25 here, and U2 is minus 40. From here, minus of minus 40 will be plus 40. So F plus 40 is equal to M1 by M2, and M1 by M2 is equal to, see here, M1 by M2 is equal to 4. Okay, from this you can solve for F. You will get the value of F. If F comes out to be negative, in that case the mirror is concave. If F comes out to be positive, in that case the mirror is convex. Okay, next question. An object is placed in front of a plane mirror. So this is a plane mirror and an object is placed in front of a plane mirror, okay, M1, and there is a large convex mirror M2 of focal length F. There is a large convex mirror M2 of focal length F. The distance between the object and M1 is X, and the distance between M1 and M2 is Y. The distance of object formed by M1 and M2 coincide. Okay, the image of object formed by M1 and M2 coincide. Then find the focal length of the mirror. Listen carefully. So you know that for a plane mirror it is simple. For a plane mirror, object distance is equal to image distance. So that means if this is X, image is also, this is object, this is image. Image is also at a distance. Okay, So suppose the image is here, I. This distance is x. So if the image distance is x for the this plane mirror, then what is the image distance for the convex mirror? See, if this is x, then this is how much? X minus y. So for the convex mirror, for the convex mirror, for the convex mirror, image distance is x minus y. Object distance is minus y. Why? Because it is in front. Object is in front. Sorry, minus y, not minus y, minus of x plus y. Okay, object is in front, image is behind. Front distances are negative, behind distances are positive, right? Now what you have to do is just use the mirror formula. 1 by v, 1 by v minus plus 1 by u is minus x plus y is equal to 1 by f. When you solve this, you will get f is equal to x square minus y square divided by 2y. Okay, now as this is convex mirror, f is positive and hence the magnitude of f is x square minus y square divided by 2y. Okay, this is a convex mirror, so focus will come out to be positive, x will be greater than y. Okay, then next question. This is a concave mirror, this is the origin. Okay, pole is at the origin, the radius of curvature is given as 10 centimeter, that means the focus is 5 centimeter, and there is an object here whose coordinate is given as minus 40 comma 1. Then find the position of the image. So u is equal to, this length is how much? This length is minus 40, right? So u is equal to minus 40 and f is equal to minus 5. From this, if you do v is equal to uf by u minus f, we will get v is equal to u, that is minus 40, f, that is minus 5, divided by minus 40 minus of minus 5. So from this you will get 40 into 5 divided by minus 35, that is equal to minus 40 by 7. So we have got the value of v as minus 40 by 7. Then what will be the magnification? Magnification will be minus v by u, that is minus of minus 40 by 7 divided by minus 40, and that is equal to 1 by 7. Okay, sorry, minus 1 by 7. Minus represents inverted image and this 1 by 7 represents diminished image. So the image will be diminished and inverted and obviously real, because v has come out to be negative. V negative means real image in case of reflection. All right, then we need to find the position of the image. So image is at minus 40 by 7. Image is at minus 40 by 7. This is the x coordinate. Then y coordinate, for y coordinate what we will do? Minus 1 by 7 is equal to hi by ho. The height of object is 1, right? So height of image will be minus 1 by 7. So the image will be formed at minus 40 by 7 minus 1 by 7, this one. So this is the position of the image, minus 40 by 7 comma minus 1 by 7, right? Now let us look at the next question. In this question it is given that converging rays are incident on a convex spherical mirror. So you have a convex spherical mirror, you have a convex spherical mirror, right? And converging rays are coming and incidenting on the mirror surface. If a converging ray is coming and this converging ray is intercepted by this mirror, that means this time the object is virtual. Whenever they say you converging ray are striking an optical instrument, that means the object has to be virtual. So here the object is virtual and the object is behind the convex mirror. Okay, so that their extensions intersect 30 centimeter behind the mirror. So that means definitely the object distance is 30 centimeter. This time it is plus 30 centimeter because it is behind distances are positive. Reflected rays from a diverging beam, the reflected rays form a diverging beam so that their extensions intersect 1.2 meter, that is 120 centimeter from the mirror. So there is this is the reflected ray and it is intersecting at a distance of 1.2 meter, that is 120 centimeter. So that means the image is also virtual. Why? Because it is behind, right? Here there is no intersection, here there is no intersection. Okay, so they have given you the image distance, they have given you the object distance, you just need to find the focus or the radius of curvature, right? Okay, in the next question it is given that an extended object there is an extended object which is perpendicular to the principal axis. So there is an extended object which is perpendicular to the principal axis of a concave mirror of radius of curvature 20 centimeter. That means focus is minus 10 centimeter. Why minus? Because it is a concave mirror and it is at a distance of 15 centimeter from the pole. That means u is minus 15 centimeter, right? Then find the lateral magnification. Now lateral magnification, you know, m is equal to f by f minus u. That's it. F is minus 10, f is again minus 10, u is minus 15. So from this you will get minus 10 by 15 minus 10, that is 5, that is minus 2. Okay, next question. A person looks into a mirror. So a person is looking into a spherical mirror. Okay, the size of the image of his face is twice the actual size of his face. Listen carefully. The size of the image is twice the actual size of his face. So that means the image is magnified. Image is magnified, that means it has to be a concave mirror. Why? Because convex mirror cannot form magnified image for a real object. Okay, so that is the mirror. Here they have not given you which mirror is it, but you from the data you know that this is a concave mirror. Okay, now if the face is at a distance of 20 centimeter, then find the nature and radius of curvature of the mirror. Okay, so we need to find the nature of the image and the radius of curvature of the. Okay, now the first thing that we have got from the data that is given in the question is that the mirror is concave. Mirror is concave, right? First thing that we have got. Second thing is image is magnified, right? Image is magnified. Now a concave mirror can form real magnified image as well as virtual magnified image, right? Image is magnified. Now magnified image can be real or magnified image can be virtual. Now magnification they have given as 2 because the size of the image of his face is twice the size of the object. That means the magnification is 2. So when the image is real, it will be inverted, right? So you'll write m is equal to minus 2 in this case. And when the image is virtual, the image is erect, right? Virtual image are always erect for a real object. So you will say m is equal to plus 2. Okay. So now you know that m is what? F by f minus u. This is equal to minus 2. And here again m is what? F by f minus u, but this time you will write plus 2. Now what they have given you is in this question, if the face is at a distance of 20 centimeter, then okay, so the face is at a distance of 20 centimeter, that means u is equal to minus 20 according to question. So according to question, u is minus 20. So I'll first use this relation and I will get f by f minus minus 20 is equal to minus 2. So from this we will get f is equal to minus 2f minus 40. So from this you will get 3f is equal to minus 40. F is equal to minus 40 by 3. F negative, it is coming out to be negative, and it should come out to be negative because it is a concave mirror. Okay, concave mirror focus is negative. Now here f by f minus u is again minus 20, so it will become plus 20 is equal to, this time it is plus 2. When the image is virtual, then m has to be positive. Okay, because virtual image is always erect for a real object. Erect means m is plus, inverted means m is minus. Okay, so you'll get f is equal to 2f plus 40. So from this you will get f is equal to minus 40. Okay, but I have done 2 cases here, but let us read the question carefully again. In one case, when the when the image is real, the value of focus is minus 40 by 3. In the second case, when the when the image is virtual, then the focus is minus 40. Okay, now let us see the question carefully. A person looks into a spherical mirror. So person is looking into a spherical mirror and he is seeing his own face. He can see his own face only if the image is virtual. Okay, he will see his own face only if the image is virtual. If the image is real, he will not be able to see his own face through the eye. Okay, because light will then not enter, reflected rays will not enter into his eye. Okay, so again I'll repeat, he will be able to see his own face only if the image is virtual. That means we have to take this case, and in this case the answer will be minus 40. Okay, but if they tell you that in general like image is magnified, then you will do two cases there, and if there is a more than one option correct means question, then you will say the answer is either -40/3 or -40. In both case the image will be 2 times magnified. Okay, now let us generalize this question. I'll generalize this question so that everybody understands it more clearly. See, you have a mirror which forms a magnified image. Mirror forms a magnified image of a real object. That means obviously it is a concave mirror. So obviously concave mirror. Obviously concave. Okay. Suppose it is n times magnified. Suppose it is n times magnified. Okay. Suppose the object distance is say u. Suppose object distance is x. Suppose object distance is x. Then find possible values of focus. Find possible values of focus. Okay. So you know that a concave mirror can form a magnified image, both real and virtual. So first is real. Now real magnified image, m has to be negative, right? So you will write m is equal to f by f minus u, and that is equal to minus n. Okay, and if it is virtual magnified image, then again m is equal to f by f minus u is equal to minus, this time it will be plus n, right? And instead of u you will write minus x. Okay, because it is a real object, so object distance has to be negative, right? So when you put this, you will get the answer of f from this case as well as this case, right? In the last question n was 2 and x was 25. Okay, now next question. Now this is very important question, and before starting this question I'll tell you one important point here, one note that you have to remember. As we move from infinity to focus, as we move from infinity towards focus, the magnification keeps on increasing. Magnification keeps on increasing. Magnification keeps on increasing. See, f to f, beyond 2f image was diminished, right? But as we keep on moving, the magnification will increase. At 2f it will become 1, and inside this it will again increase. At f it will become infinity magnification. Okay, so as we move from infinity to focus, the magnification keeps on increasing. All right. Okay, so here now let us look at this question. An image of a candle on a screen. So listen carefully, an image of a candle on a screen. They have given you the image is formed on the screen. That means image is real. So with this you know that the image is real. Okay, so an image of a candle on a screen is found to be double its size. So image of a candle on a screen is double its size. All right, that means m is equal to -2. So here you will say m is equal to. Then when the candle is shifted by a distance 5 centimeter, but they have not given you where they have shifted, right or left. Okay, they have just said that the candle is shifted by 5 centimeter. The image becomes triple in size. That means m becomes -3. What does this mean? See, you know that as we move towards the focus, the magnification increases. Here the magnification has increased. That means we have moved 5 centimeter towards the focus. Again I'll repeat, as the magnification has increased here, so we will say that the object has moved 5 centimeter towards the focus, right? Okay, then now let us do the math here. So initially the object was at this position, suppose at a distance x. Okay, then I'll write f by f minus u. U is minus x. Okay, is equal to -2. So from this you will get f by, or you can write f is equal to -2f minus 2x. 3f is equal to -2x. F is equal to -2x. Right? So this is the first thing. Now the object has moved by a distance 5 centimeter towards the pole. Why towards the pole? Because the magnification has to increase. right? So this time I will say this distance is x minus 5. So again I will write f by f minus u. U is minus of x minus 5, right? Minus of x minus 5, okay, is equal to minus 3 this time. So what I will write here, f by f plus x minus 5 is equal to minus, okay. From this f plus x, sorry, minus, yeah, f plus x minus 5. So from this you will get f is equal to minus 3f plus minus 3x plus 15, okay. So from this you will write 4f is equal to minus 3x plus 15, okay, and put f is equal to minus 2x by 3 here. You will get the value of x as well as f, okay. When you solve it, you will get f is equal to minus 30, okay. I hope everybody has understood. This point is very important for solving this problem. Otherwise, you will not know whether to shift it towards left or towards right. Okay, here we have shifted it towards right because the magnification has increased, so it has to be shifted towards the pole. Okay, there are some questions for practice. I hope whoever is watching this video will first take a pause and then practice this problem and then go to the next part of the video. Right. Now, in this question, they are asking you find the position of final image after 3 successive reflections, taking the first reflection on M1. So this is the mirror 1 and we have to take the first reflection on M1 and then we have to find the final image after 3 successive reflection. Why they are writing 3 successive reflections here? Because ray of light is first striking this, then again reflecting from here and then again reflecting from here. So this is the first reflection, this is the second reflection, and this will be the third reflection. Okay, so now this is the object for this mirror, right? From this first reflection there will be one image, then this image, it will seem that this image is object for this, okay, then the image of this will again act as object for this, right? So let us do it. Okay, so first reflection have to be considered from the concave mirror, right? They have given, now this distance is given as 40 centimeter and this distance is given as 15 centimeter and the radius of curvature is 10 centimeter, sorry, focus is 10 centimeter. Okay, so the focus is minus 10 centimeter, u is the object distance is minus 15. Now you will say it is behind. How can it be minus 15? It is not behind, it is in front because the incident ray is moving like this. Front means what? Front means not the right side or left side. Front means the position of the object has to be in the incident ray, means incident side. Okay, if object is on the incident side, that means it is in front. Any distance which is on the incident side is front. Alright, so u is minus 15. Now if you apply mirror formula, you will get v is equal to minus 30. Okay, so v is equal to minus 30. Minus means front, right? So that means this is the first image, I1, 30 centimeter in front. Okay, so this is the first image, right? Then this image will act as object for this, right? And this distance is 10 centimeter, so the image distance here also again 10 centimeter. So this is I2 and this is 10 centimeter. Now this image will act as object for this, and for this the image, the object distance is how much? Minus 50 centimeter, right? For I2, for this mirror M1, I2 is again an object, okay, and the object distance is minus 50 centimeter. So for the third reflection on the curved mirror again, because the ray of light after reflecting from the plane mirror will again strike the curved mirror, right? Because it is again striking the curved mirror, that is why again there will be image. In fact, the image will keep on forming. There will be infinite number of image, but we are asked only the final image after the third successive reflection. All right. So I'll write m is equal to, sorry, u is equal to minus 50 centimeter. F is equal to again minus 10 centimeter. When you apply the mirror formula, you will get V is equal to minus 12.5 centimeter. Okay, so this is the final image, minus 12.5 centimeter, minus, that means in front. So you will say that the image is at this position, minus 12.5 centimeter. Okay, this is the final image somewhere here. All right, with this we have come to the end of today's class. In today's class we discussed the mirror formula and applications of mirror formula. In the next class we will do some more problems related to mirror formula. Okay, we will also see longitudinal magnification, that is magnification along the axis. We will also find the velocity of image, right, when the object is moving, also when the mirror is moving. Okay, so till then stay tuned. Please like, share and subscribe my channel if you like my video. Okay, bye bye. Hello students, if you like my work, do hit the like button and share my work with your friends. Also, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. You'll be notified when I upload my next video.